gonna be me, myself, and I.
You can't gatekeep the crown. It's not yours to gate. It was never yours to gatekeep.
This for the culture, greatness of the music scene.
Yes,
Bigger than all of it. So watch out. Unity from four corners, east, west, north, and south.
Wanna know about Black Rhino? See it there.
Just imagine a Popcorn, a Vybz Kartel pull up at one of the biggest NBA game. You understand what I'm saying? A Skilly them. Any one of them pull up at the biggest Buju, pull up at the biggest NBA game and goes a court side. In my opinion, it no matter which rapper over there, so all eyes. They in a Jamaica corner, and we not talk about IRI FM.
Welcome, it's not radio, it's Levels with Kshema, and we're here with episode 13 of the Levels podcast. Big up to my co-host KRIS in the building.
Present and correct, and you don't know face in the place, and as usual, we give thanks for the first day of our life, and trust me, you should as well.
Look at the man. But before we get in it, first of all, big up to the Levels community. Thank you to our new subscribers, and if it's your first time checking in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Be a part of the Levels community.
What you mean? Click on Coming Level Vibes with you see it?
Yay!
Timeline talk. How timeline stay this week?
Festive.
Yeah.
Of course, you know it's all about Vybz Kartel's back-to-back sold-out shows at the Barclays Center in New York. What does this mean for dancehall?
Dancehall can't stall.
Can't stall is accurate. Because of course, you see where the king of the dancehall, BEENIE Man, he's getting ready for the Atlanta leg of his King of the Dancehall tour.
See?
And from Atlanta to New York.
Wow.
Hey. But how you want to get tonight though, KRIS?
Brooklyn, stand up.
No, look here. I agree with you. Fitting way for start. Can we say big up to Vybz Kartel and him team?
Yeah, Brooklyn outside.
Look
fully.
here now. Of course, you know, we see where Vybz Kartel had two sold-out back-to-back shows at the Barclays Center. So we are talking about some 19,000 people in the arena. So that means about roughly 38,000 dancehall fans come out in a one weekend.
Yeah, no.
What does that mean for dancehall, KRIS?
Yo, it's a good look for dancehall, and for years there has been monumental moments for dancehall, but I would say in recent time, this is probably the biggest for dancehall, especially in the American market. Hardcore dancehall, and especially the fact that Vybz Kartel is the only artist built for this event. And remember, this event is called Reggae Fest, and we don't even know a lot of people don't even know the name. Them just know say a Vybz Kartel show. I'm pretty sure that you have people who go to the event who just know say them go a Vybz Kartel show. But the event is actually Reggae Fest. That just show the influence that are just the brand Vybz Kartel is really like on top of the world at this point.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. Like there is no questioning Vybz Kartel's dominance. And even for people who are listening and they're thinking like, yo, but remember say Buju did do that, you know. Of course, Buju did that. Him sell out 3 shows in a New York. We see where he had sold out shows at the USB Arena. And of course, a sold-out show at the Barclays Center. But he did it as a reggae artist per se, so to strengthen KRIS' point in saying that for a dancehall artist, so yes, it would be the first we see where a dancehall man, Vybz Kartel, a standalone artist, like take it to this type of level.
Because we know Buju do dancehall and zero the game.
Yes,
no question about that, you know.
Yeah.
But we know him transition really to reggae, and that's what him really represent now. So,
right.
Facts.
So it's a big look and a big deal for dancehall.
Yeah, man.
Do you feel though that this is like the new metric where people may use to say measure dancehall success?
You know, it should. And our next question is that will this intimidate or motivate other entertainers?
I think definitely it will intimidate some and it will motivate some, just like how we can say Buju Banton did it first and Vybz Kartel was motivated. You see where even Kartel allude to the fact that Buju I'm favorite artist and you know, he would have want to replicate some things where Buju do around here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to see the video, but check the levels.
One Buju Banton, my favorite DJ ever of all time. Him inspired me.
Scatter! Yes, the boss. You're not coming back to church?
Yes. Fully active. Mark Myrie. The boss. G this.
Anisha Palmer. You don't know.
Yes.
This is for the culture. Greatness of the music scene.
Yes,
Bigger than all of it. So watch out. Unity from four corner, east, west, north and south. Love it. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, thanks. Many thanks. Buju dance. One Mark Myrie, Buju Banton. Them on the influence Vybz Kartel. And if you never hear that, now you know that. Fully. My DJ that. No man. Yeah.
It's a Buju I hit up in church, brother.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Look here, if you never know, check the levels.
I ended up getting baptized. Same as Mark Myrie, Buju Banton, because he ended up going to that church as well. That's where I know Buju from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so me and Buju baptized the same night at North Kingston Pentecostal Church. You know, him was talking to Lord anytime him see me. That's why him always run back from.
Scatter never tell a lie.
Oh, I tell you, you know, say, Brother Myrie, I yell up Brother Burrell in the dance hall. Pastor would be proud.
And they say you go.
Oh, Jado.
No, but just to go back to some of the serious points that Buju Banton made though, you see him highlight also saying that dancehall is bigger than them and it's about unity. If you like Buju, send a message.
Yeah, him send a strong message right there because at the end of the day, Buju would be aware of what's going on in the space. You understand what I say? And this whole king of dancehall, I'm pretty sure say, his message is really based on what is going on in the space and he would have enough years under his belt to know that, yo, this bigger than all of it. Why for the under the belt, but yeah, you don't know what I say.
Yeah.
But you know, say this bigger than all of them. So at the end of the day, is really just to put the egos aside and just push forward the culture.
Yeah, and that's a message we've been pushing on the channel, you know, the message of unity. And I have to commend Buju Banton though for not just going to Vybz Kartel's concert, but actually having that conversation backstage to the point where it was recorded, where a lot of the fans and us can get an opportunity to see what happened backstage, because I feel like the larger notion and message where Buju wants impairs them to get and understand is that now is not the time for division. Now is the time for dancehall to come together, the man them in a dancehall for just forward and unite. And even if them have to put on a united front to go out there for the betterment of the music, I feel like that can work.
Yeah, it can work. When I know about the united front of them, I feel like say them for just unite because
No, I
that
know,
can
but
become that can be
ultimately-
perceived as hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying?
Ultimately, it have to start somewhere. For
True.
example, you see where even at Kartel show, Buju Banton wasn't the only one that was there. You see the likes of Elephant Man, he was there both nights. Chronicle as well. We see where Dexter Daps was there, you know, and these are just people who showed up. We see Craft as
And it
well.
seemed but to me it seemed genuine. You know, it's like I think the united front is almost like that can kind of be perceived as some. But as I say, it have to start somewhere.
It have to start
Absolutely.
somewhere.
So
It have to start
if you have to fake
somewhere.
it till you make it, I just say.
and I'm not even saying like to be fake with it, but ultimately, you know, this is happening. Vybz Kartel is at the Barclays Center. We should see, you know, more support from the industry. But ultimately it comes down to each his own. You have some people that watch for say Waga Guan or whatever the case is. But if you are not inspired that these back-to-back shows, Vybz Kartel alone in concert, sold out, sell out a space for 19,000 strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you're not motivated or inspired by that, like, where you do?
You didn't feel like he got enough support from the industry?
I definitely feel like he got the support from the industry.
It's
but
probably one
in
of the biggest
terms
I've
of,
seen for a while.
True, and even persons who were not in attendance, you know, they shared messages across social media.
Right.
But I'm saying ever so often, you know, you have people where, say, a New York or them base or them place, and, you know, yeah, the tickets are expensive. You
And
don't
then
know people's
tickets
pockets.
sold out.
And it's sold out and that type of thing. So I will not come down too heavy on them in that regard. But I feel like when one of our own is garnering success and flying the black, green, and gold really high, step up to the plate.
I
Show
think
your
it's
support.
I think it's the first I've seen for the longest while where entertainers like their career is still going, like really turn up for an event.
Support.
Yeah. So big up to them.
And on the note of support though, we see where even Conscience, you know, via social media, he posted showing the boy him get goosebumps just, you know, seeing Vybz Kartel in his element and a doing thing. Bounty Killer actually shared a post of Buju Banton and Kartel, and in the caption, Bounty Killer says, "Certainly, Destiny, who knows how sentimental this pic means to me 26 years later, Buju Banton and Adi Banton," and him actually included a few heart emojis right there. Where you say, Chris? If them know, them know.
If you know, you know. Trust me. If you know the history of dancehall, you know where Killer posts are come from. So that is it, and it's just great. God is the greatest.
Indeed. And Bounty Killer wasn't the only one who actually, you know, showed support for Vybz Kartel on social media. We see where Anthony B, he actually shared a video of Kartel, and in the caption, him say, "Well-deserved honors king at Vybz Kartel in the Barclays Center." So here it is, you have Anthony B, I say, yo, Adi king, and it is well-deserved. Do you feel like Vybz Kartel's performance at the Barclays Center and just him selling out back-to-back shows, it kind of quelled the conversation about who is king of the dancehall?
Listen, but it's like at this point it probably should, because now you see the people have spoken, then now you're seeing the colleagues, people in the industry openly. You understand?
You know?
So why?
But you know, Kartel actually in his latest interview, I think it was with the Breakfast Club, and in the interview, he kind of put it into perspective. Check the levels.
What makes a person king of the dancehall? Because that's what they say. They call Vybz Kartel king of the dancehall. What qualifies a person for that title?
Your dominance, your influence. It's not necessarily selling records, because I haven't sold records like Sean Paul. But if I walk through the streets of Jamaica and Sean Paul is on the other side of the road, he will go unnoticed. I mean, no disrespect. That's the influence, that larger than life vibe that we bring. If I say, oh, Clarks, everybody wear Clarks. Put on a tattoo, everybody gets tattoo. You know what I mean? That type of vibe. The dominance. And I've been doing that since before I got arrested. People have been calling me the king of dancehall. But you know what I mean? Like I say, kings come, kings go. Presidents come, presidents go. Nothing is forever except salvation. So yeah, so I'm not really fighting for the crown, because the people gave it to me.
Can it be more than one king though? Because you know people love to say Beanie Man too.
Yeah, of course it can be more than one king. Not in our genre. It's one.
But it can be more than one, but it's not a dance. Oh.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Remember, who was the king? Who was the king in 1945? King George or something. That nigga dead. And more kings come along. It's just life. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't hold on to it forever. You can't gatekeep the crown. It's not yours to gate. It was never yours to gatekeep. You do your time, you move on. A new king is in town, sir. Thank you.
Look, I agree with Kartel in saying you can't gatekeep the crown, but do you think his reasoning is flawed in saying who was the king in 1945, right? And then he's like, yeah, he's dead. But then when you look at it, BEENIE Man is alive and well, and he was crowned. So you kind of feel like him reasoning flawed?
No, well, I guess probably he's using, like, probably figuratively as it relates to that, you know, like he's probably, his career is no longer what it was.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not dead, you know. So, but I get what I'm saying. I just felt like tossing that out there. But jump in the comments and share your thoughts. What you think? You agree with Adi? And one thing we can't really discount and go around: his dominance is inevitable and influence.
Yeah, for real, for real.
But what you think, Chris? Can you answer me now?
Yeah, personally still.
I like my bowl, you're a baller, yeah.
Yo, me don't know right now to it set. Being in a leg of the crowd, and me don't know how them want get it from him if it's a case where him not let it go. Me don't know.
But this is what I feel, and I've said it to Beenie Man as well. Like I said, I don't feel like you should chase this whole King of the Dancehall thing because it takes away from your mission and what you need to do and what you need to accomplish. And you hear Kartel right there, so I say, look, me not fight over it, me not chase it, but him also make you know say you can't gatekeep the crown, which I agree with him. And you know, with Anthony B joining the mix, we say like, yo, King, you know, and then Monday,
Buju turning up at his show,
turning up
Elephant
and,
Man.
You know, like,
These are at least two of these artists, both Buju and Elephant Man name has been tossed in King conversations. You understand? So, listen, it's a case where BEENIE.
And you know, I see Nigel Staff from Rough Cut Band. He posted on Facebook and him say, there's only one undisputed King of Dancehall, King Yellowman, and one undisputed Queen, Marianne Hall. So him dropped that on Facebook and it has sparked this big conversation with people, you know, commenting and cussing. Because you know everybody have them king and everybody have them queen.
Yeah, you know, a boy as grown as I am, I can't tell you much about King Yellowman. So yeah, so you know, Nigel would have to forward at the front of the congregation and tell you about that. But
yeah, we can't recall that. But I get what he's saying. He's saying that, you know, when these people were crowned, there wasn't any contention.
Yeah,
and it's like I said, and like I've said before, is like we will always have this conversation until there is an undisputed king of dancehall, for example.
How do you get that in today's world? BEENIE is probably doing fair numbers regardless, but based on what Vybz Kartel is doing now, and because this whole comparison, that's what's gonna be an issue. You understand what I say?
And I think an issue in such a big way where BEENIE Man has a tour coming up, his King of the Dancehall tour coming up for New York, and the fact that Kartel just finishing back-to-back shows in New York and 2 sold out concerts, look on over 19,000, over 38,000 in a one weekend for dancehall. Is like if BEENIE don't go close to that, or if have to rope off.
You can't afford to rope off nowhere.
No,
because the internet
it is going to be problematic.
The internet a police the thing you know.
Yeah, and do you feel like that will definitely kind of put a damper even upon his mindset or
because
how him proceed?
Personally, I feel as if, like I said before, BEENIE is probably doing fair or realistic numbers for dancehall over the years. You understand me? I said probably not a change with so. But at the end of the day, with Kartel, with the catalog that he has built up, and then he was away for 13 years, and just the influence him have now, it kind of make him a perform like it are coming like dancehall on steroids. You understand? So now with that BEENIE in the mix now of saying, yo, I'm still the king, that going to put him in a space where he's gonna be less focused on his strength, which is his performance, and start worry about getting the people out. And that probably just going to mess with his performance. You understand what I say? And listen, we just have to wait and see.
No, definitely, and the time is coming. You know, I've said to BEENIE Man in an interview I did with him recently that, you know, don't focus so much on the king of the dancehall. Focus on what you need to do. Focus on your mission, like, you know, what you want to accomplish. Like, focus on that, because I feel like the king of the dancehall conversation is distracting and it not allowing him to be his best self.
One thing for sure, absolutely. One thing for sure, personally, I would love BEENIE Man show if sell out just the same, because at the end of the day, it don't matter how you want to look on it. Yeah, Kartel doing it big and everything, but it is not realistic for an individual carry a culture to where it really needs to go. You understand what I say? Yes, would I love to say maybe unity would be better. It would be better for them to unite for kind of like we have a united front, as you put it, for the optics out there. But it's not like say if Kartel's selling out, if Kartel doing these great things and no one else can do nowhere close to it or so, it's still, will that really put dancehall where we want to see dancehall?
No,
right?
Because like we need everybody to pull them weight. You
so,
know, we need that.
So we just want it clear. Say when I try, there's no this conversation is not to say, yeah, Kartel do this and we don't want to see BEENIE do it. Definitely want to see him really win it.
And it can be done. We're not saying that it can't be done. It can be done, but a lot of times, sometimes it takes a mindset shift in order to get to that space, because him have to concentrate on what is important, and what is important now is not king of the dancehall or gatekeeping the crown, as Kartel put it. But you mentioned unity a while ago, and I want to go back to the Barclays Center. You know, we see where Kartel finally link up with Rhino.
And get the call on him outside. Outside.
Look, I felt so good for Black Rhino. You know, the fact that him go out, and I love how Vybz Kartel was just embracing him. And we want to show you a clip, you know. So this is what happened backstage before the performance. Check the levels.
I mean, there.
Oh,
Ready.
Okay.
To them. Ready. I'm son. Wanna know about reunite? What you mean? Wanna know about reunite?
That is it.
Wanna know about Black Rhino?
That is it.
See it there.
Father,
Remember that.
Can't change and it will never
Never.
change. The man that bring me to the world.
And watch you ever deal with.
That is it.
And watch you ever deal with Brooklyn. Jesus Christ. Them ready?
They are my general.
Them ready? They don't ready. Active one right now. We out.
See there.
Yeah.
Look here, I am so happy that Rhino got the call. You're glad for him?
Stinger outside, what you mean? For real.
Yeah, because you know, we did talk about it on the channel, and one of the questions was, you know, will Rhino get the call? We know same day in New York, so really glad say teacher call him out. And I love the embrace with them a while ago, you know, in the clip where we just say, you know,
I guess there's history there, you understand what I say? So it's really good for know say, yo, this link seal. You see what I say?
Yeah. It's a great look. And big up Ja Vinci too.
Bobby, you waiting. Like that, just can't top it.
Time.
One and roll it.
Time is everything.
One Rhino, one Javin.
Time is now.
One KVK. Oh, you never gave. We don't have to add. Yeah. We are here. Another run week. Fully up. What is under me nose?
I'm out.
Thank you.
Some of the other persons that Kartel called out on stage, you know, Spice joined him. Shensia, the man Shensia performed for the first time on night 2.
Skillibeng, Mali.
Yeah.
Popcorn actually FaceTime the man on stage.
That's another big deal. I can't wait though for Popcorn to get his link up a foreign, but check the levels.
Popcorn, hold on. Yo. Popcorn. Nothing. When it's full make Popcorn watch the crowd. When that song is drop. Drop it.
Wow.
How you get the new clocks there, daddy? Yo. You feel
like,
yo, Popcorn supposed to can't wait for touch.
Look, I can't imagine, but I don't feel like a Popcorn alone can't wait still, you know. We feel like a Sean Storm meds.
You know, for real. You know, I would have loved to see Sean Storm get them running still. I don't hear no mentions about him or anything like that. I guess him really a focus on what him do. Like just a Bill theme thing from in the, like I guess ground up maybe is something we want to kind of work on independently. Is a tough task still.
I don't know. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
So we have to just give it some more time
Sieve
and
sieve.
space. But what you feel, jump in the comments and share your thoughts.
Sieve them out.
But me know say I watch and him probably say, yo,
Sieve them
you
out.
know.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah, because that's the feeling you get, like just, you know, when you see them kind of link up there, you say, yo, Sean should have did it, Popcorn should have did it, or that
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of thing.
for real,
Because
for real.
fans are going to always feel that way, you know,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
Gaza fans.
Yeah, man.
They're going to feel that type of way for sure.
Real nostalgic moment, you know?
Indeed. And, you know, just speaking about like Vybz Kartel performing with Rhino and Ja Vinci, you know, we see where him and Spice perform. And of course, them kill it because them have a synergy and a mutual respect for each other.
Neo made an appearance too.
Neo made an appearance
Yeah.
and performed with Shensia for the first time.
Yeah.
I think there was Little Kim. So you have some people on social media say, yo, night 2 have like more features
Yeah.
in comparison to night 1.
Because what you realize, he gave 2 different shows, completely
yes,
2 different
two
shows.
different
it seemed.
sets it appear.
Yeah. Maybe I guess him know Gaza fans, them probably him know about some of them will come like 2 nights in a row. So
Not only that too, but you know this is social media.
that, you know, that's a good
This
point.
is social media.
Yes.
So you have those
That's a-
clips from
that's
night
a good-
1
that's
making
a
the
good
rounds.
point.
So you
Never
really
think
want
of it
some
that way,
different
no.
clips.
Yeah, never
man.
think of it that way. And him have the catalog.
Him have the
real,
catalog. Him
never
definitely
think of
have
it
the
that way.
catalog. But you know, I don't know for you though, Chris, but like in watching the clips, because we weren't at the show, so like a lot of you know watch it online and social media. So there were some tearjerker moments from his performance. One when he called out his mom on stage and he did Mama.
Yeah.
What you feel about that moment there?
I know, yo. That, yeah, definitely a tearjerker moment. And I feel as if one thing with Kartel, and I think that's why he's connecting so well with his fans and with audience, he's being transparent. You understand? He's being vulnerable, and those things come with growth and maturity. So I'm not saying this to say every entertainer has to be this way, or our entertainers that's on the rise has to be this way. I'm just saying where he's at, that's going to always work. At this moment, it's going to work in his favor, because that's what people get. That's what people get connected to now. Because songs come and songs go, but you see, if they're connected to you as the artist, as the individual, I think just like the other, at one point I see you bring Gaza uncle say, yo, you can bring a chair, come
And I
on,
do nothing.
and no, and at this point you kind of see. Probably he was pushing it a bit, but
Yeah, he
at this
definitely
point,
was pushing it a bit.
But at this point, you kind of understand where I come from when Master Kartel can bring a chair, come out there and sit down and nobody no move, because like his audience is so connected to him. So
Yeah, and like I said, he's very transparent, and I think the very minute he came out of prison, and you know, he was just so open about his illness,
Yeah.
and how him talk to people, him just make them know, say, yo, me not in a tip-top shape, me have to go to the gym, me have to work out.
For the king.
And- yes. So the fact that he just opened up like that, you know, and I think it was a beautiful moment on stage with him and his mom. So check the levels if you missed it.
Mama is here! I'm a man of this. She loves me. Me love her.
Yeah, man. Mrs. Teresa Wilson Palmer.
yo, trust me, I can imagine she's been there through it all. You understand me? I say the highs, the lows, the darkness, the light. You know.
And I think even just watching him embrace his mom is like, you know, she see him and she's been there with him during the hardships and the challenging times. And here it is, like the pinnacle career. Like the first time he must sell out the Barclays Center, she
Yes.
was there to celebrate that moment with him. I mean,
Yeah.
it was such a special occasion, and then just seeing him kneel to his mom, seeing how she embraced and hug her son,
And even the
hug her picnic, you know?
And if you know, like our smile, they have the smile.
Same smile, yeah. You
Splitting
favor your
image.
mother.
Yeah, splitting image.
Yeah.
Them normally say people favor their mother lucky.
Lucky, yeah.
A blessing, blessed.
Blessings.
God
Yeah,
is the
man.
greatest, for real.
Indeed. And speaking about God is the greatest, you know, that was another tearjerker moment, you know. Hi, I'm Kshema, and I'm a Rise affiliate. No, I start my mornings with Rise mushroom coffee. But before Rise, I can tell you a secret. My mornings was kind of stressful. I just don't feel like I want to get up. I'm dragging myself. And you know how it is. But with Rise, the experience was just way different. I found the energy that I needed, and it's about experiencing the enhancing benefits of mushrooms as well. So you may want to check out Rise, and guess what? I can get you a 15% discount. You can click the link below, so you can use my code Kshema Francis Pitt 15 right here on the screen, and you can get your 15% discount. You want to start your morning with energy? Rise Mushroom Coffee is your go-to. Check the levels.
Oh, fabulous unfair. General, cry if you want to cry. Love your youth. Love your youth. Love your youth. Cry if you want to cry. Fight my youth. Brooklyn! What cartel? Believe in a young time, you.
Yeah, that was a real emotional moment at the concert, and even that song, I mean, I think just seeing how him react to it, it just tell you say it's more than a song.
Yeah, for
You know,
real.
it's almost like it's an affirmation.
Testimony.
Yes, it's his redemption. You know?
For real. Yo, we've been because yo, that's not luck, you know, man. That's a blessing.
Blessings.
And a one person give blessings. So listen, who is man?
Interestingly, you said that too, because you still have some people, if after seeing like Kartel's concert and seeing him performance, and then you still have people doubting whether or not he's a changed man, whether or not he's rehabilitated, I think you probably need to look on yourself still, you know.
And as you talk about that, the past week, both on his interviews and even on stage, he's like saying, yo, I'm not going back to getting involved in no wrongdoing and all of that. So at the end of the day, he knows where he has been, where he's coming from, where he's at now. So at the end of the day, yo.
And that is why when he said that line, that was a line that made him shed a tear. Far me I come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
So yeah. Again, you know, big up yourself, Adija Palmer. Yeah, man.
Yo, listen, if the man out for probably just about 9 months since him.
Roughly. You know, so
And yo.
Blessings from blessings.
Absolutely.
And it not ended so, because even during night one, Kartel mentioned, you know, him actually revealed say him buy a house in Florida. And prior to that, I think in one of his latest interviews, him did basically confirm say he now resides in Florida. You find that surprising that him living in the US?
No. Because initially when he got to the US, I said to myself, probably Kartel going to start do all the things that he could have done before, but just
didn't.
But by choice, he never do it, never get that exposure and all that. So now that it's almost like him get a taste of what he was keeping himself from.
And
you understand?
Sometimes him hint at that, because if you listen to him message, like one thing is just consistent and true. It's about living him life and including him family.
Right.
Because you even see when he was going to the Caribbean before him getting US visa and that type of thing, it's almost like he was just living out loud, you know, because he was sharing every single moment across social media.
I think before, despite him having success, having the money
and access,
him just live a dark life. Him just that was just his choice. That was actually that actually work with the profile that he was putting out there. You understand what I say? Gaza and everything just... So now that he has matured and he has seen... He get a second chance. His words is that he get a second lease at life.
And he now go back to certain things. So he's just living... You know, he's living in the moment. And, you know, you can't be mad at somebody like that, you know.
Not at all.
Can't be mad at somebody like that. Even during his performance, one of the things that he highlighted, like him say, look, backstage, my mom is backstage, my fiance is backstage, my children are backstage, my sons and my daughter. You know, just being able to have your family be a part of and witness this level of greatness, that in itself is just... pure blessings.
Speaking of that, now that he's living, in the US, personally I can see where Kartel can easily transition to like a A-list celebrity in the US. And when I say A-list celebrity, I mean where
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Yeah, TMZ after him, all that. And a way him can fast track that, just him and see them dress up, go to one of the biggest basketball match. Courtside. For sure, no doubt, you're going to have people recognize him.
I think without him having, I'm sorry for cutting you, I think without him having to do that, based on what he has accomplished, because you do have a lot of US celebrities who go from A-list to B-list because them not sell out no arena, them tickets not selling. So the fact that this dancehall artist from Jamaica who is already known in the space by a lot of these A-list celebrities, them a pay attention. Yeah, them know what going on. So I don't feel like it's going to be like a difficult transition for him to tap in, because him already rub shoulders, for example, with some of the right people, the DJ Khaled's, you know, Busta Rhymes is there, and you know, Cardi B, and other persons who know of him, know him influence, know of him dominance, and know say, yo, them man are normal.
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. My thing is just one thing for sure. If him do a few of them, a couple of them appearances there, because each time dancehall get an opportunity to go on the world stage, and realize that dancehall is known. But the music, the culture is known. You understand what I say? But there's something, well, cause it to be almost like a secondary. It's secondary to like hip hop, or you know, just all those things. But I feel as if where we probably can try now, if it's a case where it's
so
something
like
that
the
we want
socialite space.
Yes, as it really, because it's just like product placement. You understand what I say? Let's say it's just like if it's a case where you want to get into.
It's a form of advertising.
Yeah, it's like a billboard. Because believe it or not, a lot of these American celebrities, they go to the matches courtside, it's just for the optics. You get what I say? And at the end of the day, we've had Shaggy, Sean. I don't remember none of our celebrities like deliberately do something like that. And it's all marketing. You get what I say? So for instance,
especially in the know.
If he walks in, because I'm pretty sure says Shaquille O'Neal must know Vybz Kartel. But at the end of the day, it's no reason for him to talk about a Vybz Kartel on ESPN. Like, you understand? But if Vybz Kartel walk in, go courtside, Shaquille O'Neal, the same, probably you'll have
it's about being strategic.
Yeah, probably you'll have Shannon
Sharp.
Yeah, you'll have him. You're gonna have. You understand what I say? So it's just really like a strategic thing.
Just get into different spaces.
Right.
That's not necessarily dancehall or entertainment.
Exactly, because I'm not to do all that drip them or jewelry or whatever it is. But if that are the badness, him have it. You get what I say? Just imagine a Popcorn, a Vybz Kartel pull up at one of the biggest NBA game. You understand what I say? A Skilly Ben. Any one of them pull up at the biggest Buju, pull up at the biggest NBA game and go to courtside. In my opinion, no matter which rapper over there, so, all eyes. They in a Jamaica
Who
corner.
them there?
Yeah, they are Jamaica corner. And we not talk about IRFM. Trust me. Yeah, man.
Why you do it?
Me do it. Me do it.
But
And
what
they
do you
can't
think,
robot.
though? What do
Can't
you
robot.
think? Jump in the comments
Yeah, man.
and share your
Strategy,
thoughts.
product placement. That is it. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And know how you position your brand, where you put your brand, and who and
Yeah,
what
how
you
we place the
associate
brand.
your brand with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because trust me, that's all. Sometimes that's all it takes. That's all it takes. You know. It's a
And it
great
may
look.
not happen in one go, but
Yes.
you just have to replicate
Yeah.
it, because it's not like you're going to do it one time and
No,
then
no.
it just depends, you know?
Yeah, man. Because me I tell you, say, once that hit all of the sports blogs, them and them something there, different thing, man. Yeah.
All right, so you make a talk, you
Yeah,
make a talk, but again, jump in the comments.
So like me know about marketing, though.
Yeah.
Marketing 101.
So jump in the comments and share your thoughts. I mean, do you agree? You feel like it can work, or what you feel? Hit up the comments and make me know. So now we see where Beenie Man is getting ready for the Atlanta leg of his King of the Dancehall tour. Chris, how you feel? You feel like just the title of Beenie Tour may turn off some fans?
Well, I feel the only fans where it may turn off is Gaza fans. But I think die-hearted Beenie, because Beenie still have some die-hearted fans, you know. Girls,
No,
them
absolutely.
sugar. Yeah, man, them have some fans where them are going to roll out for him and represent. So I feel like it's only people who because I think they share fans. So you may have some persons who they are Gaza fans, but them rate Beenie, them rate him catalog. They may make a decision, say, you know what, they want to sit it out. But outside of that, Beenie have him fans. One thing for sure, anybody turn up a Beenie show, I could get them money's worth.
Yeah.
That is a
Performer.
fact, you know? Yeah, performer. He might always deliver when it deliver on that. You understand what I say?
We see where even V103 Atlanta them start have like ticket giveaways to Beenie Man concerts. What you feel like going in a Beenie mind as it relates to even him show? We know same are the ultimate performer, but given the situation where Kartel have him sold out back-to-back shows at the Barclays Center, and even though it's a different state, but still, what you feel like his mindset and thinking is?
I feel like that's where his focus is probably going to be at now, because while in the past Beenie knows him just focus on stage and him just go and just because of him strength that, you understand what I say? I think now he's gonna be more concerned about how well he's moving tickets and all that. And even if he's doing fair or realistic numbers, it's probably going to be a case where he feels the need that, we need to move more. Because now everything is through social media. You know, social media going to police the thing.
Yeah, and fans will always have a comparison, because at the end of the day, they're going to compare ticket prices, they're going to compare how fast the show them a sell out and that type of thing. And I think as the artists, they have to just ensure so them don't feed into everything.
Right, yeah.
You can't feed into what the fans are think, you can't feed into what the fans are saying, because ultimately if you do that, it's going to throw you off of your game.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on which set of fans you are listening to, because if being there listening fans, he probably would not act out the way, but you know. But
I mean, like the negativity where come from fans, because you have to put yourself in one position where you're able to block that out, because believe it or not, it's gonna come.
And here's the thing, I think entertainers or any public figure with social media or anybody these days, you have to be able to have a filter where you can kind of separate negativity, or differentiate is the better word.
Yeah.
Differentiate negativity
from
constructive criticism. You get what I say? Because I think sometimes that's where it kind of the problem lies, where you don't
get blurred.
Yeah, you don't know if you differentiate that. So you get constructive criticism, but you say, a hater or negative.
And the reason I brought that point up is because of the whole King of the Dancehall conversation, and with that come up and fans now create them own checklist, create them own checkbox as to say why you don't need to be the king or why the king is supposed to be Kartel. So with that in mind, you find that there is going to be a constant comparison with everything where happen. You know, with the two of them set for tour the US and just like almost in close proximity and
they are overlapping different cities.
Overlapping. Them are overlapping all of that. So
why for the overlap? But you know the crossing.
But ultimately though, do you feel like it would fare out better if there was like a legendary tour with Beenie Man and Bounty Killer?
Listen to me. You see, personally, I feel as if that's a good point to bring up. You see, if Bounty and Kartel doing his thing, you get to me and say, if Bounty and Beenie, they take on the road, like collaborate and say, yo, we are doing a legendary tour, I feel as if that would be a treat for dancehall lovers, in my opinion. You get to me and say, because at the end of the day, even the verses between Bounty and Beenie that set the stage. It's years ago that happened.
But even though years ago, you feel like the time passed though, or it's still set up in a way where it can be done?
If the time passed for that, it means that the time passed for Bounty and Beenie. As long as the time don't pass for Bounty and Beenie, I think that's still valid, because here's the thing, they have never done it. I don't think no entertainer in dancehall, because most top hardcore dancehall entertainers, they normally have a nemesis, and I don't think any has ever done a tour like that. You have never, because and by all intent and purposes, maybe it's Kartel, and if Beenie and Bounty don't do it, maybe a Kartel and Mavado will end up do it. We already see Mavado, Kartel, open to that. Mavado is the only one we never see come out and talk publicly to say, I'm open to that also. So I feel as if there's market for Bounty and Beenie. If it's marketed the right way. And I think that's how they really should have approach the US market, like going back into the US market. They can do the separate tour after, but just kind of see if, just test that.
Since they both have their US visa now.
Both have them US visa.
Then
they
again,
did the verses.
It goes back to like an earlier point that we made in the conversation when, the issue was raised in terms of with Vybz Kartel doing that as an individual on his own, selling out back-to-back shows at the Barclays Center. Is it that, it's bragging rights? So more entertainers want to be able to know, say like, okay, I'm doing this on my own. This is my tour. I am the headliner and I am able to pull this many people out because ultimately it means that I can increase my fee as well, because this a part of your resume.
So I say it would motivate them to go on their own.
I'm just tossing that out there as well to say, because ultimately, they're basically new to the space after so many years. So in going into the space, I guess you want to, with what Kartel did, with what Buju Banton did, showing that look, as individuals, that's how them pulling power.
Well,
maybe they want to be able to show, say, when I demand X for my payment, for my fee, my pulling power.
And the thing about it, everybody have to understand, not everybody can do it or do it now. So at that point, you take motivation way too serious. You get to me and say, you have to just understand, say, all right.
If it's a case, to say, them to know them limited.
Well, just how put it, say them take motivation. No, but at the end of the day, for instance, if we go back to the Bounty Killer Beenie thing, just look at, all right, Bounty and Beenie are really strong performers with band. You understand what I say? Just imagine, Kartel tour is going how it's going. Numbers high and everything. Different format.
Tracks.
Solid catalog Kartel have. Bounty and Beenie together have a real solid catalog. Them go out and so them have a band with them. Go up on the road with a band and really just, me think personally.
I'm not saying it can't be done or it wouldn't be epic. I'm just to make the conversation what it is by injecting
No,
a
but
different
no,
perspective.
I know.
A
And I
different
feel like
perspective as well, because I am always one for unity, and I really feel like Bounty and Beanie together would be really strong and epic, but we also have to dissect it by looking at the other areas to make the conversation interesting. And if you have a point, jump in the comments and share your thoughts. So we there plan out a legendary tour with Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, but you feel like that's something Beanie would be open to?
well, we never hear him talk about it before. In fact, we never hear neither Bounty or Beanie talk about it before, so maybe I just wishful thinking, you know?
I know, in our recent interview, Beanie Man actually was asked to name him top 5 greatest dancehall artists, and check the levels.
I need your 5 greatest dancehall artists of all time.
My 5 greatest dancehall artists of
Your
all
starting
time.
5.
Okay, my starting 5 will be me, myself,
Point guard.
and me and myself. Because if I start to name names, I'm not gonna stop. Because you know, I have to go from Super Cat to Josie Whale to all these people that bring me up in the music business. You know, so I can't leave them out. I can't leave out a Brigadier Jerry, and I can't leave out a General Trees. I can't do that. I can't leave out a General Echo.
I think that's very honorable.
Yes, I can't do that. So if you tell me to name 5 top artists, it's gonna be me, myself, and I. Me again and myself.
You find it shocking, say Beanie never name a top 5, and you buy into the explanation we him give?
Oh, it's definitely shocking, and the explanation we him give, that no showcase no kingly character at all. Absolutely, no, none at all. And not for a culture where really was so rich, you can't find 5 entertainers, 4 then, including yourself, where you can give the credit.
It's not even Bounty.
No, Bounty fit up on the list. Buju fit up on the list, yeah. And we can't really say that still, because it would be his list. Yeah, but
you
as him
can't
said,
tell him.
his list, Beenie Man times 5, and I hate that. That's the theme still, but very...
And that's crazy, because the fact that him never name anybody, we know say Beenie Man times 5 on him tour could have done well with a Bounty as a guest, with a Buju as a guest, just a come through. You know what I mean?
For real.
So I don't know if him answer the question the right way, especially knowing say you have a tour, and at the end of the day, regardless of how you may feel, we can't do it alone.
True,
Can't
because
do it alone.
for a tour, if at this point, especially if it's a tour that he's the solo act for the tour, people want to see features, appearances. You understand what I say? So let's see how that go.
Yeah, I really wish Beanie the best though, and I want to see him win. I want to see him be successful on these tours. I want them to sell out, because ultimately sold out shows will reflect positively for the culture, positively for the genre, not just for him alone.
And I think one person carrying dancehall or hardcore dancehall can only do so much.
But do you think it's a fair statement to say one person carrying dancehall? I know say in reference to Kartel, you feel like it's an unfair statement, especially since maybe other persons are not doing it in the same magnitude as how Kartel doing it, but then what they're doing ultimately adds up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's one person carrying it. I'm just saying one person can't carry it.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, when fans or audience feel like say, oh, because Kartel doing it like this, we don't need nobody else to deliver well, or we don't need to wish nobody else well. No, that is not it, because again, Kartel can do but so much, because unlike the Kartel can get up for the whole year and tour.
And you don't even have to go there. Even if you look at Afrobeats, for example, you have Davido, you have Burna Boy, you have Wizkid, you have Rima. So you have a bunch of them
tours,
who, on top of them game, and them just, like you said, selling out arenas, selling out shows internationally across the US. And that's why they were able to break the genre in that region, because I never just a Burna Boy alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
yeah, that point definitely. But I just want you clarified, because at first when you say it, we never certain if I that
no, not at all. I just like say, we know we have some fans that would have behave like say, yo, as long as Kartel do it, that's it, game over, and that's not that's not realistic, you know. We want to see all our stars them. We wish all our stars them well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything else you want to get into?
No, I think we cover a timeline, you know. Timeline fully covered.
All right. So, Nicotine, I remember you said that your birthday is this weekend. So, happy belated birthday to you. And you say you're going to go to a Kartel show. Someone wants you to drop your review, you know. Drop your review in the comments so we know what's going on from your perspective. Right? How the show go. And big up
yourself, Nicotine. Yeah. You're strong.
And of course, bless up to all our subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate the comments and the feedback. You know, you have somebody on the channel that say, yo, every day when you get up on the talk about artists. It's an entertainment channel. I am an entertainment journalist, award-winning at that might I say. So maybe this space is not for you, because we're going to talk about artists and entertainment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that. Right? But again, big up to the LEVELZ community. Thank you to our new subscribers. And if it's your first time checking in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Be a part of the LEVELZ community. Anything you want to say to the people, them, Chris?
You know, a big up and bless up to each and everyone. You see what I say?
Right. Leaving you with a positive note as usual. If you have to tell them to help carry blocks, then they're not the person to build with.
Facts.
Yeah? So go on, do the right thing. Yeah. We out.